What was? Oh, we took it down, bro. I was about to say. I was about to bring back the 6th grade picture, bro. Like me in the driveway. Oh, is it up there? Oh, Joy. You ready for this joint, son? I don't skate no more, but real rap. You ready? Old school joints.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. What you know about the dial?
The penny board, y'all. The penny board.
Come on, son.
See, my
6-year-old me, guys.
my guy got the cruiser. See, I wasn't a cruiser guy, man. I was always the one trying to get in the X Games. So I was trying to do tricks and shit. I was never like a vert kind of dude or nothing, but I always liked the whole stigma of skating around town and creating spots to skate.
Yeah,
So
like turning anything into like your kind of venue. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
Why don't you introduce yourself to the people so whoever watches this thing might have an idea of what we're trying to do. Tell them a little bit more about yourself. You're already in town. Give them a little bio about Mr. Zoe.
All right, so my name is Alonzo, or Zoe Blade. Everybody out here calls me that since I've been cutting hair, you know what I'm saying? Develop the alternative, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Alter ego? Alter ego is what I meant, you know what I mean? But yeah, so my name is Zoe. I'm from Syracuse, New York. I'm 30 years old. I own a barbershop for about 2 years now. Newly renovated out here in San Jose, the Bay Area. I come from a background of a whole bunch of different things. Everybody knows me originally from hooping. I used to play basketball. Okay. That was my main sport growing up. You know what I'm saying?
What position? What was your position? I want to assume you look like a center, bro.
So I played my center a little bit in my days, but mainly I played point guard and shooting guard, believe it or not.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
I was a baller in college, played a little bit of semi-pro, and then ended up stopped playing basketball, went into teaching and coaching, and then from there, kind of developed a fucking, if you will, a different sense of judgment for children, because I don't know, it was a lot to deal with in the classroom, you know what I'm saying? So it became to a point where it was like, I still want to deal with them, but I need to figure out a different way to where it's not like all my responsibility.
Yeah, you had kind of like changed the medium a little bit.
Exactly. So what ended up happening was I ran into this barber show where I met some dudes from out here in San Jose, and then from that, I had an interest in barber school. I ended up finding a barber school out there in Florida, 13-month program. Went to school, got my license, and then flew out here. You know what I mean? The same people that I ended up meeting out there had an opportunity to work at the barbershop here. Came out, tried it out for a little bit, and then COVID happened.
Oh, stop.
Right. So then after the COVID situation is when I ended up setting up shop in my own apartment. Mm-hmm. And then from there, it just kind of ended up here. You know what I mean? Here I am with my own shop, long story short. But yeah, man, it's just been a crazy process. It's been cool working with everybody out here in the Bay. You know, they show a lot of love. It's a little bit of minor adjustments, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's been cool. You know, I just kind of stay to myself as much as I can. I got a lot of people that I know that I cut, you know what I'm saying? Right, yeah. Shout out to everybody that keep the space open, you know what I mean?
Oh, Headspace, that's the joint. We've been by there a couple times. The place is fantastic. And it's just such like the old school vibe with the, the Cali twist. Everybody shows love. Everybody comes through. It's a real nice headspace to be in.
I appreciate it, man. But yeah, so that's what ended up happening. I came out here, started working at the house, ended up getting the spot. The spot is actually in a very prime location. It's on San Jose State campus on 4th Street.
It's right there, bro.
Mm-hmm. And from that, I ended up opening up Headspace, and here I am, trying to spread the word and let everybody know that this space is newly renovated and black-owned. Trying to reach out to the community. We host community events, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that fish fry.
Fish fry.
You saw me some fish. So I ain't forget about that,
man,
bro.
Shout out to my man's Bumps, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have another one coming this summer.
Yo. Remember this face, son.
We're gonna get going this summer, some cookouts, and we started doing open mics on Thursday, the last Thursdays of the month, but we're gonna switch it down to Sundays. So we're gonna start having last Sundays at Headspace. So stick around for that. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, man. I think that like you can tell the people that are transient, nomads, wanderers, gypsies, wherever you can, out of a crowd, because they know that the most important thing to life is being to move with ease amongst a lot of different company, being intelligent enough to speak to them and, what have you. Like, have you done a lot of traveling in your life? Because I feel like I got that energy off you. Have you lived a lot of different places?
Oh yeah, man. I've lived in several. I'm from New York, but I've traveled since high school to several different states. One from playing travel basketball, and then like after that, I just had the travel bug that bit me. And after high school, I think I just never wanted to stay in Syracuse. You know what I'm saying? And from there, I ended up in high school though. I lived in a couple different states for like over the summertime. You know what I'm saying?
So you
Stuff
go
like that.
away.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go live with my brother. He lived in North Carolina.
Okay.
Or like I had folks that stayed down south, so I was sometimes going to visit. But after visiting and being out there for a little while, it just made me want to leave completely. So when I graduated high school, I ended up shooting to Florida. I lived out there for a little bit, worked, taught at a school, coached basketball, did a bunch of different shit out there. Then from there, I ended up moving to Colorado. So that was another state, you know what I'm saying? Went out there, was skateboarding and working at a school still, you know. Then after Colorado, I ended up going back to Florida and then came out here to California. Same thing, just kind of switched up the hustle, you know what I mean? But when I got out here is when I started cutting hair. Seriously, I started in Florida, but I ended up moving out here after getting my license.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I ran into a couple cats out there in Florida from out here, and that's what ended up getting me out of here. But when I got out here, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, things just didn't work out with the people that I was with, you know what I'm saying? So, again, just like before, like you just said, when you're moving around in a bunch of different places, you kind of know how to move. Especially coming from where I'm from, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta adapt. If you don't adapt, you're gonna get ate up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you'll die. You'll die.
You know those, like, old school sayings where people like, oh, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late, you dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like no truer things are from the state of New York. Like, I know you from Syracuse. I grew up in the city. But, like, I feel like if you have New York at your base, like, as your baseline is starting in New York, I feel like it prepares you for a lot, bro.
Oh, yeah, man. I didn't even realize how different it was, you know what I'm saying, until I started leaving and understanding in other places how things were curated, you know? But, like, I'm not sitting here and saying, like, we the toughest place or, like, we learned the boat fastest or any of that.
No, it's just something. I feel like I picked up a lot of characteristics from Virginia. You know what I'm saying? I spent a lot of formative years in Virginia as far as, like, how I look. Not now, obviously, all my New Yorkers are making fun of me the way I dress these days, but it's all good. But, the way I normally present myself is very East Coast, but, like, a lot of the pleasantries are from the South. I say, sir, ma'am, I'm from this and that. I know how to respect people. Like, I do that not because, like, of any other reason, but I was in that environment for a really long time. And people don't get to see that because that's the pleasantries.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's the second layer of the personality. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like your places really form and shape you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like New York is a place that not it's the toughest place, but you have to be the most versatile.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the most baddest place. I've been to places in Connecticut that were, like, hella dangerous. And, places you never thought would be dangerous that wound up having pockets that were super dangerous. But I think the thing about New York is that, like, everybody's hustling. Everybody's trying to get over, or at least they used to be, as far as mentality, they're trying to get theirs. And for you to stay safe, you have to be activated always and paying attention and seeing where all the angles of everything is.
That's why it's,
you know what I'm saying? That's
so
why
fast.
it's tough.
Yeah.
That plasticity of mind, that's what I think is the gift of New York. It's like if you stay in that environment, that's why if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere because everybody is moving at very high processing speeds.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up, man. So you went down to Florida, did your thing down. Florida's kind of wild place, bro.
Yeah, it's a different culture for sure.
Like, it's like a wild, like, I feel like it's like annexed. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the 40, and then Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I've been out in Florida a couple times, and it's always been something, like, out of control happening.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's just, I don't know if it'd be the heat boiling everybody's brain to make them a little hotter or what. But, man, it'd be all kind of stuff going on out there in Florida. I could tell you stories for days.
Bro, the last time I was down in Miami, I was smoking Cuban cigars on a deck patio, and it was like 2:00 in the morning, and I saw a John running from a hooker and a pimp in a cab chasing the hooker around. It looked like a Tom and Jerry skit, bro. Like, it was like some wild, and that was a Thursday, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I know that joint gets popping.
Oh yeah, man. Miami don't sleep.
That train is wild.
Florida ain't no joke, but yeah, it's like everywhere though. You know, you just gotta kind of learn how to adjust, or just stay to yourself and mind your business. You know what I mean? Like you did that night. You know, because you just never know what's going on, especially when you're in a new place. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever try to be a hero, but just observe, sit back and observe. That's all I ever try to do.
I got put on some real game by my brother and my uncles and everything like that, and some of them were street dudes, and some of them, that was a backdrop for them. You know what I'm saying? They just knew how to move in the environments. But either way, minding your own fucking business is the traveler's code.
It'll get you a long way.
It'll get you really safe for a really long time, man. I know you from a lot of different platforms because it's interesting. Like I said, you move very well in rooms and crowds. So, like, unless you're like one of those, like, background, like, you play the video games and you go make a left and make a right, and there's this dude just chilling. And he's like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man? You want me to? Oh, I'm Zoe. What's going on?" I find you to be a very unlockable character if you play in life the right way.
Like a mystery mission.
You know what I'm saying? Like a side quest joint. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I know you from a lot of different spaces around town because, I like to think that I move in some of those same spaces too. I'm in the nightlife, so I see you as a DJ. I know you as a barber. I also know you as a photographer as well too. Are there any other? You obviously are a creative. Are there any other outlets that you really enjoy doing? Like,
yes, I love skateboarding. Believe it or not.
Why? Believe it or not, man. We're in a whole new place, cuz.
I actually love skateboarding. That was my second love.
We took it down, bro. I was about to bring back the 6th grade picture, bro. Like me in the driveway. Oh, is it up there? Yeah, it's up there. Oh, Joy. You ready for this joint, son? I don't skate no more, but real rap, you ready? Old school joints.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Jake. Oh, no. What you know about the dial?
The penny board, y'all. The penny board.
Come on, son.
See,
that's 6-year-old me, guys.
My guy got the cruiser. See, I wasn't a cruiser guy, man. I was always the one trying to get in the X Games. So I was trying to do tricks and shit. I was never like a vert kind of dude or nothing, but I always liked the whole stigma of skating around town and creating spots to skate.
Yeah, so like turning anything into like your kind of venue. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me? So skateboarding, I like to draw. I draw a little bit here and there. I need to get back into that.
Maybe we'll give yourself time. You got a lot going on, cuz.
Right.
Like, don't be so hard on yourself, man.
But yeah, man, I like doing a lot. Like anything that has anything to do with creativity, I like. Do I like making music sometimes?
Okay, dabble, as they say. I dabble.
You know what I'm saying? But I like doing all kind of stuff. Anything to spark my creativity. I love cooking.
Oh yeah, you do be throwing that joint down, bro.
Bit,
I see you a little bit. You got the IG post popping. That's what's up, man.
But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I do all kind of anything you could think of. I'll probably do it.
Bro, that's real rap, man. I think that's important, man. I think that one keeps you sharp for the rest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like these are all transposable lessons. Like once you know one is to know all. Once you master one is to master all. Because all you're doing is overlaying all your different conceptual, how you normally go about your practice, how you set up. It's just a little bit different mediums. And you're just, blessed enough to have multiple creative joints.
Right.
But that's cool. What do you think, honestly, like, I have an idea of it, but I've seen you in multiple platforms. I know that you have a good eye when you're in photography and you're very excited about that space also, too. But, like, I feel like I see something, like, so joyous about you when I see you DJing and you get a chance to really cut up. Like, last time I saw you DJing just completely in the zone, you look so happy. Is that, like, one of your favorite creative outlets, Ben, you would say?
Yeah, honestly, believe it or not, again, I think DJing might be my favorite thing to do now because of that reason. When I'm DJing, it's like, I was explaining this to my boy the other day. When I'm DJing, it's like a whole different realm. Like, yes, I see people and obviously I'm not by myself, but it's like it puts me in this space where I'm just like zoned out, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a whole different world. Yeah, bro. And I just hear the music. I don't see anybody. I don't really hear anybody, but I'm there.
Do you find yourself to be like one of those like extroverted introverts kind of deals? Like, do you like the fact maybe the DJing you like so much because it's like for the people and around people, but it's still in a safe space.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's perfect, bro. I never put it in that sense, but that's literally the perfect way to put it because I've never was one to go out or party or do any of that. Not no shade to anybody who does.
No, it's
Nothing
just different
against
side.
it.
Dude.
Same, but like it just never was my thing. But since I moved out here, you know what I'm saying, I learned that there was like the thing to do. There's something to do from Tuesday till Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So when I first moved out here, I lived at this spot called Centera, which was across the street from the place that you worked at. That's why you saw me there. That was my stomping ground.
about that.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I first moved out here, I started hearing the noise outside, and I'm just like, like. I ain't never really go out and all of that, and I'm obviously way past age, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, let me just start dabbling out. Mm-hmm. Started walking downstairs. I would just go down there and, smoke outside and just kick it, and then go in there and just kind of like peep the scene, let people know I was cutting hair across the street because I was still trying to get my clients up, you know what I'm saying? And then from that, I just started meeting people and people, showing face out here. And I started learning that in social media out here, when you go out, it just made the connections and everything just started happening faster. Yeah. So that's what got me more intrigued about going out and stuff, man. So the whole introverted, extroverted thing definitely worked out because when I started teaching myself how to DJ, it was during COVID. We was all tucked in the crib, you know what I'm saying? So when I was tucked in the crib, I was watching one of my favorite movies,
What's that?
Juice.
Oh, okay.
So Juice,
that's
I was
super solid, bro.
You feel me? So I was sitting in the crib watching Juice, and I'm sitting there like, man, the one part. Yep, Q. The one part. You know exactly what part I'm talking about. As soon as he go in the bedroom and close that door and start knocking in the crib, when he was making his mixtapes for, you know what I'm saying, for the little joint. That's when I was sitting in during COVID. I'm like, that was my favorite part of the movie. And every time, because when he turned on the turntable, just the way it looked. When he's touching them with the fingerless gloves and shit, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain that feeling, but it was like a feeling that I always wanted to feel. So when I saw that, it was like a spark in my head where it was like, yo, hold on. You know what I mean? I've been out here for a couple months now. I didn't have too much, but I had a couple dollars saved up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that was the problem before. It was always a dream of mine, but considering where I was financially before, I never had an opportunity to dabble in that because DJing is an expensive hobby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it can be for sure.
And then one of my mans I was cutting ended up letting me know about some stuff. Shout out to Jay Wells, my boy.
Jay Wells,
you know what I'm saying?
Friend of the podcast.
But
like that, right?
So after he ended up coming through and letting me, I found out that he was a DJ, through cutting his hair and shit. And then I had sparked the interest, and he kind of like, took me under his wing, let me know what I needed. You know what I'm saying?
Jay Wells is a good dude. Shout out Jay Wells, bro.
For sure.
Yeah, I when I was coming up on the scene, man, not to cut you off, I apologize. But like when I was coming up, like, I came out here, I really didn't have a lot going on. I came out here kind of like naked and resetting. And I'd see him like at gigs. I was working in multiple bars. I just needed somebody to say what's up to or somebody to just chop it up with, and I ain't know nobody. Never a time where I didn't chop it up with that dude. When I saw him, I see him around town, check in on him. We had some crazy situations go out, but that's how San Jose gets down sometimes. And, I just check up on him. He check up on me, and it was just a genuine, real ass dude.
Yeah, for sure. To this day. He live in 100%. Vegas now, but anytime he touch down, you know what I'm saying, he comes stop by the shop. We always kick it every time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, good solid dude.
And then, so from when I met him and started, cutting him, and he was telling me, you know what I'm saying, yo, if you going DJ, you got to get outside. Yeah, because he knew, I'm, always in the crib. I ain't never really go out. If I did, it was, very, very sporadically. Mm-hmm. But he yo, if you going to do this, you got to get out more, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're going to DJ, you got to start, you know what I mean, getting out there. Yeah. So that's what really got me into, being the extroverted part, you know what I'm saying? So when I started doing all of that, I started expanding my career. Things just started getting better,
That's what's up, man. I think that I feel like COVID drove all. We were talking about this the other day. Me and Ronnie were talking about this the other day. I feel like the weirdness in the industry right now, in the service industry, is because everybody was inside, and I feel like a lot of the inside people that are reasonable people were just retired being outside. They're like, you know what? All my favorite shit is here. I can chill the fuck out. Mm-hmm. And then all the kids coming up fantasize about that, so they're living it out without anybody gatekeeping them or putting them on any real game on how to talk to bartenders, how to tip, how to be a reasonable person, and not, if something goes down, how to handle those things too, Mm-hmm. And they just out here like the Wild Wild West. So it's kind of bending the culture a little bit, the drinking culture. It's kind of interesting, man. It's just one of those wild things that happens.
Man.
But that was what's up. So you came up playing basketball. I feel like, before I go to that, I want to say the bartending thing, I think, is like that calling kind of, or maybe the step to a calling. Like when you want it that bad that you come back for it and you figure it out and you make it happen. Like I think that's the things that really, and it may not be barbering for you. I think just owning a business, being successful, building the proper like groundwork to be successful in the neighborhood. Like I've been through your shop before. That's a real credit to the neighborhood. Like I seen you, I parlayed before. I see people walking by saying what's up, coming by, patronizing your business, doing all these things. Like that comes with a lot of legwork. And sometimes, even though we don't want to do it, because I'm the same way. I do not like being outside the house. You can ask Ronnie. I'm the same way, bro. It's exhausting as far as social battery wise. But I mean, I think it's a real big credit to you that you put that work in, knew what it took, and it's kind of an organic process to growing you, but also for the neighborhood getting to know you, accepting you. I think that's the cool thing about San Jose is they're willing to accept if you put the work in, and you really represent what you are.
Right, that's real.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a dope credit to yourself too.
I appreciate that, man.
Putting in that work is important, bro. But I mean, you used to that. You played ball. You played ball most of your life. When you said you were playing overseas, man, like who did you play with?
No, I didn't actually go overseas. I was just playing in this semi-pro league in Florida.
Oh, okay.
So it was like a local league where they traveled around and played other like people that was going overseas or trying to get contracts and go overseas. But I never really took that route because I wasn't trying to lead the country. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, man. It's a big commitment. A lot of people don't realize what it takes to really take that next step, be separated from everybody, bro.
For sure. And I definitely had the talent. You know what I mean? I had a chance to go, but I just didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? I got tired of playing for coaches, and it almost felt like it was a job for somebody else. Like I was playing for someone else. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that's because you're, as a creative, you thought there was other outlets that you wanted to explore, or do you just feel like it was like an end of an era kind of deal?
Both. It was a little bit like it was the end of an era, and then it was just like the work that you have to put in to barely get anything. I wasn't really getting paid. I was like, it was just too much work, and it was just like I was losing the love for the game. So it started making me feel like, I need to do something that's gonna make me feel better and have more control of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Long term.
Exactly.
Dude, that's always the interesting thing, man. Like, I just moved to San Diego. I just made the plunge probably about a month ago. And it's been an interesting process, the whole way around. But like you get to these little pivot points in your life, and you're like, should I keep doing what I did conventionally? Dude, we chilling, bro. Go ahead, check that drink.
No, I make sure my baiter.
Of course, bro. But you get to that point where you make these pivots, and you're just like, do I do this or do I do that? And I think after you come out of those, you come out so much stronger for like more entrenched in what you actually want to be doing. Like from that point moving forward, or at least the path that you go on to. Like this path is going to lead you to being a business owner. You played ball, business owner, barbering school, all the licenses and privileges, and now you're a member of a environment that you've never been in before.
For sure. And I'm building a community that I never thought I'd be building before. It's all kind of people that I deal with. I got people from the tech industry, you know what I'm saying, to people that are other business owners, club owners, like you name it, I probably have a client that does it, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a blessing to be able to be out here with so much diversity, you know what I mean? And being able to grow and learn from all of the people, meeting people like you as yourself, you know what I'm saying? People that are educated in the bartending field and just even this whole connection, you know what I'm saying? Meeting my boy Ronnie, who behind the lens, you know what I'm saying?
Behind the joint, behind two
You know what I'm
coins.
saying? It's just a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he the one who, if y'all go check it out, he shot my, my little video that I posted when I told you I dabble a little bit in rapping,
that's
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Look at him.
Just being able to be at that shop and have that open space for the community has brought me to so many different relationships and connections. So it's just a beautiful thing to have, man. And it just continues to grow.
Well, I mean, I know I think the thing about it is that, like, I think that people here, in particular San Jose, it's a multiple hustle city. And I think that you get to a point where you're hustling 2 gigs, and I think that most of these people want to be creative also. So they kind of bend one of them to be a creative outlet and network positively, and they're down to grow together. You know what I'm saying? Like, we started doing the dinners that I do on the side project.
That was amazing.
Thank you so much, bro.
I was gonna shout that out, but it was crazy because when I started thinking about it, I was thinking about how high I was, and I almost forgot to shout it out. Man, so shout out to my man Ronnie, or shout out to my man right here, bro, because I'm telling you, the fucking dinner that he had was something that I never had before. It was a 420 dinner. My man ended up, man, Don, I'm telling you. I don't know. Like, I was telling so many people, actually, because, like, I had a lot of people, like, message me afterwards when they realized that everything that I was posting was infused because, one, the plating was A1.
Bro.
Plating was A1.
Yo, real quick, shout out Alex. Chef Alex, he's the one that does all this stuff. Shout out Evan Zabor, bro. Like, these guys are ghosts in the kitchen. They get a little help, but they do crazy stuff, man.
Man, so that was, like, one of the craziest dinner experiences that I've ever had. Thank you for inviting me, Don, but, man, that was probably the highest I've been since I was a kid.
We aim to please, and I think it's one of what Zoe's talking about. I do this dinner with Don. It's a biannual thing that we do. We do it twice a year, and I've been blessed with being in the industry for almost 20 years now, so I was able to partner with our sous chef at the time, Alex Molina, and then his homie, his ride or die cat, Evan Zamora, great guy. Also culinarily inclined, and we were all potheads, so we all decided to link up, and it's kind of like you were talking about before, as far as the pivot goes. When you were helping kids, you realized that maybe all the accountability needed to be shifted a little bit so that you can enjoy the process a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Like, I think we were working one day, and it was like a really rough week, and we were just getting beat up, like, we love people and we love helping people out, but sometimes the people just don't love you back. And it was just a really hard week. And I was sitting at home smoking and we were chilling with my roommate at the time. I was like, wouldn't it be cool if, like, we can just work for people that were just nice? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it sounds corny, but, like, or just people that just are appreciative. And then, like, we'll start turning, we just wanted to do something for good people that really appreciate it, change the price point, give Alex a chance to really flex his muscles culinarily. This dude's amazing. I think now he's at Bistecca, working that grill station, killing it. And that's a very important station in the restaurant business, bro. If you can do that, you're a monster, bro. And at a place like that, it's pretty wild. But we talked, we worked things out, and we just run this 420 dinner that we do, 5 courses. I think this time we're up to 6 now.
And I only made it to, like, the 3rd course.
Bro. Well, to be fair, you had plans, though. Like, you came through for the love of the game, which we appreciate so much. But you had other places, man. But, like, it's a full-bodied experience, if you will.
For sure.
And, like, the things that Alex, this is his brainchild, portfolio dream sheet, man. So, I mean, like, I've never had A5 Wagyu before, and I've never had some of these now I know the difference between Australian Wagyu, Japanese Wagyu, and American Wagyu. That's insane. Not a lot of people can say that. A lot of we're having amazing things, swordfish, all kinds of things that we're having. Even the breakdown of the acids and the complexity of the dishes are just
insane.
So good, man. But and we want to do it because there's a way of putting together both, and it's a good. It makes for a good time. Not many times you can add weed to shit and not have a better time than you were already. So why not run that joint?
Agreed.
And why not talk and build as a community and have connections? And, everybody does it for a lot of different mediums, a lot of different reasons. Why not do it for, in favor of the plant? Those people are usually chiller people, easy to work with. Resolutions are found more easily. And you can just go to a common place, man. But it was a cool night, man. And we do small venues. We do small parties. It's just a really nice time to do a little networking, do a little hanging out, man. So, but I appreciate that, man. And with Ronnie's help, we've done a lot more things. We've added some packages for more people to see.
Shout out to Ronnie again.
Shout out Ronnie. So yeah, man, it was cool. Thank you very much, man. What do you think your favorite moment from that joint was? I know you were a little bit brief, but was it the food? Was it the environment? Was it just the fact that we were just having a good time with strangers? You know what I'm saying?
It was all of that. Honestly, when you asked me, I'm just like, man, where do I start? Because one, like I said, I wasn't expecting it. It was, not no disrespect. It was
none taken.
I was not expecting. You know what I mean? Because I'm like you said, it was like the complete opposite. I'm like, how much can you do with weed? You know what I'm saying? What's a 420 dinner? I just didn't know what to expect. I'm just like, we're gonna go and eat edibles and everybody will be figuring it out later.
Yeah.
But as we get there, it was just the way they had it set up, the little smoking area for outside. Then to have the drink that was CBD infused. And then, like, just the whole experience with the people that are smokers and connoisseurs, that also do other things. I ran into another business owner there that owns a dispensary, cut his hair down. You get what I'm saying? Just having that connection. So I could say that was one of my favorite parts.
Yeah.
But then it's tough because, like you said, I ain't never had no A5 Wagyu. I never had swordfish. I never had, and it was infused. It's like, man, it was crazy. Or what was it? The arancini ball. It was like, that was crazy.
The arancini ball was really good. like that's like the fanciest cheese ball I've ever had in my life. Like that was artisanal, bro.
So it's kind of hard to depict, but top two is definitely like the vibes and the people, and then the food. Like the food and just the whole aura, the plating, everything just looked beautiful, man. It was dope.
It was a good night.
Something that we definitely need to have at least once a week.
I wish. I mean, one day we'll get to that maybe, but like I think we really enjoy the one-off nature of it. That whole oh, you didn't make it? I'm sorry. I hope you can get to the next one. It'll be in 6 months.
For sure.
At least for right now. It's more manageable. But it's cool putting on a vibe. And I think that back of house with Alex and Evan are doing back of house with the food, the preparation, the platings, all that. And then what I try to do in the front of the house as far as trying to be as best MC as I can be, paying attention to what's coming out of the kitchen, doing it in timely order, just generally entertaining. I think that we all get to be in our lanes without any kind of overlap, and I think it makes for the kind of the best kind of case. Vibes in the front, good food from the back. You know what I'm saying? No diddy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'm really glad you got to come through, man.
No doubt, man. Anytime, bro.
I think we're gonna be doing another one of them joints. Awkward drinking water. I think we're gonna do another one of them joints probably end of September-ish, maybe mid October-ish.
I'll buy the fish ticket.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
I'm serious.
But yeah, man. So we're really looking forward to that. I mean, he's always playing crazy stuff out, and we're gonna get so much better as we go too. So that's what we're about right now.
Can I tell you something? I had a moment right here, bro.
How you so?
Dead ass. I'm telling you, bro. Keep doing what you doing. Keep doing what you doing, and we all gotta keep doing what we doing. This, bro, and remember this day. We can mark this motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Bro, I'm gonna be doing this shit around the world one of these days.
Oh, for sure.
Sitting down, talking to people. I just had a moment when I was sitting here. I was like, oh shit. I felt the crowd. I saw people. I zoned out for a second, bro.
You got that premonition.
That shit. I ain't never had that happen before though, bro.
Oh, you're
when I'm sitting here doing this, and I started thinking about the last time I did it online with somebody from the Part of the Culture podcast. It was an online YouTube joint.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about all of that right now, and it was like, oh shit, this is the beginning of that.
I think that, and I told Ronnie the other day, man. I was like, listen, man, and honestly, you get the lessons when you get the lessons. You are who you are. I'm not really a person that's done a lot of planning, and a lot of things haven't happened perfectly for me. I'm adaptable. But Ronnie put me on this planning joint, how to really properly organize. I was like, dude, you teach me how to plan, I'll teach you how to dream. And there's a lot of lanes that are coming out because he's just staying in his lane. And I think that when you're around people that are just staying in their fucking lane, I don't want to be a barber. No disrespect whatsoever. This is not my lane. You're not trying to do what I do. Nobody's trying to do what Ronnie does. And we're just individually trying to grow and cross promote and help each other out. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? With no gain, bro. And I think that's when when it works.
Yep, when you submerge yourself in that shit. That's what I'm telling you, bro. When I first started DJing at the crib, there was a point where I'm sitting here bro, what the fuck did I buy all of this shit for? What am I really doing? And then the other day, bro, a nigga made, you know what I'm saying, a good amount of money from sitting there and having fun for a couple hours.
You look so fucking happy, bro.
That shit's fun.
Dude, I was riding down this. My whole, for the last, 17 years, I've been trying to get to San Diego, bro.
Congrats, bro. For real.
I went there in 2007, and I was out there the whole time, and I was like, I gotta wind up here. I don't know what it is about this place. It just fit. And every time I revisit, I go there, it's the same fucking vibe. It just fits. I fit well there. This place fits well around me. And I lived in a lot of places, bro. DC didn't feel so good. Virginia feels like home, but home's a little different now. You know what I'm saying? I lived in New England. That was cool. Oh, sorry. I wasn't sure if you were still going. I lived in New England, and that was a transition spot. I lived down south. That really wasn't my jam. but like it really made sense when I lived there. So like to get to the point where I actually have gotten down there and just have to figure out how to make it work, we'll figure out how to make it work. So it's just nice to be in places where you can actually fit in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For real.
So yeah. But that's one of those real things. What do you think? Going back to it, man. Like I said, we were both from New York. Firstly, I grew up in the '80s. You know, a little bit different time. You know, you grew up more in the '90s. You know, we're 10 years apart. I'm 43. I'll be 44 this year. What do you think in moving, because we're both similar, we both transitions. I feel like there's only two types of New Yorkers, the ones that stay and the ones that go. There ain't nothing in between. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like, what do you think the difference is coming out from New York? Because I say this all the time. Nobody believes me. Nobody wants to listen to me. What do you think, in your opinion, what do you think the biggest differences between the East and West Coast is? And what do you think the lesson you had to learn the fastest when you transitioned to the West Coast?
Okay, so let's start with the biggest difference.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest difference is the weather. The weather for one, you know what I'm saying?
Rap.
The culture, like the people, it's a totally different culture out here. You know what I mean? We don't have all of the different, like, you know, as much how diverse it is. It's not really that diverse. It is on the East Coast, but at least I thought. But it's like we have a lot of Puerto Rican, Dominican, maybe Cuban, a good amount of Africans, and then it's just like black and white. Yeah. Out here you got like the Filipino, you got Vietnamese, you got Indian, you got Eritrean, you got Ethiopian, you have all kind of different shit. So it's like that's one thing that's really different. And then like as far as like the sense of urgency, I feel like there's no real sense of urgency out here, you know what I mean? Very laid back. So I just think, like, obviously everywhere you go is a little different, but I feel like the coastal difference is like when you know when you're on the West Coast, because it's almost like everybody just not slower, but they just high. It's like everybody's high and more relaxed or more, you know what I'm saying?
It's not such a big deal.
Yeah, nothing's a big deal. It's like there's no sense of I don't want to say with everyone, but it feels like there's no sense of like
in comparison,
like
I'm very type A.
I feel like there's no accountability. You know what I mean? Like no sense of accountability is what I was trying to say. Like people here, like I feel like you can get away with like whatever you portray. There's really nothing that you have to do in order to back up what you're saying you're doing. You know, like as long as you act a certain way, it's like it's accepted. You know what I mean?
You can play a character out here,
right?
For sure.
I back home, like you can't do that. You can't check. Like you get checked for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody tried to pull my card when I was in Bartenders Weekend. Remember that little dust up with the lady that we cut in line? Real rap, I cut in line. So what? That's what I do. But we cut in the line, and this chick started, like, jawing at me. And, you know, I'm not backing down from a 5'4" chick, bro. Like, sure, you'll be all right, honey. You just chill. Mm-hmm. And she kept going, and she kept going, and she kept going. And finally, she was like, that's what's wrong with you Californians. I was like, I'm not from California, cuz. She was like, well, where you from? I was like, I grew up in New York. She's like, immediately the next question was, where you from, went to high school with, and what, bro? Just starts pulling my card, starts running my resume, just to see if I was that real. It's a different place, bro. Mm-hmm. And nobody cares out here. I feel like there's a lot of dreamers that want to, you know, live the dream. So living the dream isn't asking too many questions either.
Right. Exactly. But so and then what was the second question?
The second question was, what do you think helped you the biggest? What was your biggest adjustment point to? Because, you know, it is what it is. You know, you're from where you're at to some degree. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you'll never not be a New Yorker, but, like, you're in California now. You have to do some kind of assimilation. What do you think was the best thing that you had to do to get in and be accepted the way you have been? Like, what do you think was your best attribute? What do you think your best move was to accomplish that?
Just being me and not worrying about that. Like, I never really was trying to be accepted out here, you know what I'm saying? I just came out here to get money. So when I came out here, I was just like, I'm trying to make a different living, you know what I'm saying? And then from that, people just respected it, you know what I mean? But like, as far as like like what I could see was maybe intentional was like going out. I started going out more. That was one of those things that I kind of like had to do. That made it like I noticed how much different it was out here. Like
It's a sociable.
Yeah.
I think San Jose is in particular, but like, I think California, like, you outside, bro. Like everybody be outside on a hike or walking a dog or like,
always something to do for sure.
because the weather's so favorable. You know, like I think that's people don't realize that like that's the big difference in having your front door open and it not being a big deal. You do that on the East Coast, you have a whole house full of bugs. You know what I'm saying? Just like little shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, man, just mainly too, like I said, just stand by myself and kind of like I meet a lot of people obviously throughout cutting hair and like I have a lot of clients and people that I've been associated with and I've met throughout the years being here. But it's still just a matter of just, you know, staying true to who I've always been and not conforming to certain things or certain attitudes or certain ways that people move in groups. But, like, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of why, like, you know, I separated myself from certain things. No disrespect, but, like, where it just wasn't for me. Certain things out here just wasn't a good fit. So that's why, you know, I originally moved out here to work with a group, but then ended up staying by myself. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's just the just being able to adjust on the fly. I think sometimes, you know, you're moving with good intentions. Things happen either way, good, bad, or indifferent. They're just things that happen. And I think it's up to us to just be able to rationalize and deal with those things the best we can and be as positive. But, like, I think that's the thing, though. I think that people have a tough time doing it because people think that it's woe is them and all this stuff is them and everything is directed to them. And they forget that, like, it really isn't about you. It's just things that are happening. And I think that if you keep that in mind and you attack it from that side, I think most people would be better off. But everybody doesn't do that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, just sucking it up and doing the right thing is another thing, you know?
Yeah, I think people be trying to be too much in control, you know what I'm saying? That's what I learned in life. A lot of times you really can't control time, you can't control nothing. So you just got to kind of, like you said, go with the flow and let things happen how it's supposed to.
Yeah, ride the wave.
Right, rather than trying to, like, necessarily, not in every aspect, control what you can control. But, like, there's a couple of things that you'll never be able to control, which is time. You can control how you manage your time. But the 24 hours is going to move the same 24 hours.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of, you know what I'm saying, depicting what you're going to do in those 24 hours to make a difference. You know what I'm saying?
That's very true, man. I find it's kind of like the forever joke. It's like by the time you start realizing those lessons, you already got 25, 30, 40 years before you start really getting that. And you realize, that's the alarm going off because we're smoking weed inside.
I don't know, bro. Being sober around like a lot of these people, it's just a trip. Like, damn, bro, you hear it all the time.
A lot of times it ain't
All
what
the
it seems
time.
either. A lot of times it's not what it look like.
One of my homegirls, some of them dudes, while she was talking to me, because he told me to try to pull up, I was like, we was really having a conversation, bro. That was rude as fuck. Like, can you kick fucking rocks for a second? And then she was like, can I help you, bro? I was having a conversation. I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing, bro? Your level of celebrity is not the real, what is this?
Bro, level of celebrity is actually so fucking true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're this thing in your own mind, but like in real life, there's real people that don't give a fuck.
No, for real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, like, and you know, I always step to people really polite and really like, even if I don't like them, just because I don't like them does not discount them as people. Does not discount them as people to be cordial with. You know what I'm saying? Nobody needs my stank ass attitude. Nobody needs none of that shit. All I gotta do is my job with those people. So that's what I try to do. But like, if you come at me with disrespect for no reason, I'm like, come on, son.
It's not gonna work out.
It's not gonna work out, bro. And I don't like. Do I ain't that nigga to see on? And I hope I don't die poor. I got things to do. But like, I really don't give a fuck about his money sometimes. Or I don't even give a fuck about what you're going to give me to make me care. I think that's really what it comes down to. It's just like, it's that bit of like old school villain in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up like, my brother isn't the dude you think he is, but he was a dude. He was a dude that did work. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he really put it into me. He's like, bro, don't you ever let these cats think you some nigga steal on, bro. Like, you ain't that dude. Like, you can't. And I think that's like personified by New York and all the hustling and all the stuff. Like, they're going to come for you eventually. They're going to test you eventually.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? You can't let them or you're gonna be tested. Or you're gonna get tested every single day if they see you as weak. Like that's what they don't understand about like the New York thing. It's like if you look like prey, you're gonna be prey every day, and they're gonna get you, gonna eat off you and eat off you until you have nothing left.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like things like this don't even exist in this culture. They're like, why would they do that? I'm like, I don't know either, bro. Like, it's just the way. I don't know why it's this rough for no reason. Like, yeah, it could be sunshine and rainbows, but that's not what the place is built on, bro.
It's not.
It's really
That's not realistic.
And it's not realistic. And realism is the most important thing. Not dreaming, not fantasize, not like cold hard facts. And I feel like that's always been there. And I feel like the people that settled here are the dreamers. So like these kinds of, I mean, thank God there's a place like that where I wouldn't know what to do with myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd be stuck right now. You know what I'm saying? But like there is, and I'm grateful for it. But like it's a very different upbringing as far as like it's real. Like I know what real danger feels like. You know what I'm saying? I've seen real bad man. Him right there is a bad man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like an energy. Like we were talking about when you scooped me, man. Like we were talking about homies sending shout outs, man. And he was like, yo, you learn how to really read energy, bro. Because there's real dudes in the street that are unassuming, but they really move mountains in this universe. Mm-hmm. They may not mean shit in other universes, but in this one, they're almost godlike, bro. Yeah. And you feel that kind of energy coming off cats, bro. And they're the ones that you never hear talk, but like, ooh.
I always was around people like that. That's what I learned. That you get like the people that talk the most, you already know, are usually, you know what I'm saying?
Ain't about nothing.
The ones that you don't want to be around because they ain't about nothing. You know what I mean? Or the loudest person usually the brokest. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to be around that. You know what I'm saying?
And you see that, and I feel like there's so many examples, good, bad, or different for all of it too. You see it play out in front of you. They're like, yo, don't be like this guy. You get caught on drugs, and the next thing you know, you're homeless, and you're in the. Look at that's Crazy Charlie's story. And Crazy Charlie been homeless for this.
Everybody know him.
Everybody know him because they saw what happened to him. Right? He got on that heron, started riding that boat. And you're all fucked up now, bro.
Nah,
you know what I'm
real.
saying? Don't do that, or you'll wind up like Crazy Charlie, bro.
I was
like,
telling somebody that the other day, like it was a kid. I'm just like, yo, like, because the homeless dude walked by the shop, and I had to tell him because I guess he wasn't acting right in school, and his pops was bringing him still to get a haircut. And I'm like, look, your pop's still getting your haircut, right? But you see that you see that homeless man right there. He used to be in high school with a group of kids too. So next time you're in school, look around your classroom and remember that one of them might be homeless.
That's
somebody
rap, bro.
in there got to be homeless. You get
That's
what I'm saying?
rap.
So it's like, man, you don't want to be that person.
You know, and I think that, like...
I mean, sorry, just to cut you off, but God forbid, you don't know everybody's, like, what they went through. Not saying that everybody chose to be that or, like, you know.
No, life's
like you just
circumstances.
never know what's going to happen in life is what my point was. Not to say that, oh, if you don't act right, you're just going to be homeless. But no, like, you're just saying, like, to try your hardest because, you know what I'm saying, statistics are statistics, you know what I mean? They're not just going to disappear. It's not just going to ever stop. So you got to try your hardest not to be part of that statistic, you know what I mean? You got to figure out where you want to be statistically.
No, it's really a long game of averages, bro. I tell, we got this favorite analogy that we use around the crib. It's like, yo, I'm just going to play error-free baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't make no errors in the field, you're going to play for a long, long time. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm trying to play error-free baseball, and it's not easy. You got to get up. You got to do extra drills.
Yep.
You got to stay nice. You got to stay vigilant. You got to do all the intangibles. But, like, if you do that, then you get to go to the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. But you got to put in that work.
I want to go to the Hall of Fame, bro. Like, I want to go into the Hall of Fame of personalities, bro. Like, I'm trying to, everybody I come across as best as I can. Not because I'm chasing any kind of, because, like, as a person, I enjoy people, and I like people winning. That shit recharges me. I like
me too.
Fun people because they just for the sake of having fun. I don't like asking people what they do because it'll come out eventually, one. And then two, like, just because you have a job doesn't mean that's what you are. Mm-hmm. So what does it even fucking matter for it, bro? But, like, when you get to have fun with people, bro, I remember I went to this festival. You got to start going to these festivals, bro.
For sure. I haven't been to one yet, but I was thinking about going to one soon.
I go to a dope joint. It's called Northern Nights. Shout out Shout out Nate and all the crew. You know, all the Madrone staff,
Where's that at?
all the squad. But I got adopted by them, luckily.
Where is it?
Up there, it's up in like the Mendocino Humboldt line.
Oh, okay.
It's like 4.5 hours north.
Okay.
And I know black folks. I know. It's woods. I know the woods traditionally
sticks.
does scare us.
The sticks.
These are very nice white people. They don't mean any harm. You're just here for a good time. And guess what? There's a lot of different types of people there. But it's an overnight festival. It's a 3-day joint. The vibes are absolutely pristine, and everybody really like shows love. But like, it's just nice, just being in any of those environments that resonates with your soul. Like, you know, I talk to Ronnie off panel all the time, and you know, we talk about like lifelong pursuits, and you know, like maybe they stay forever, maybe they were there for a long chunk of time, but like, you know, I'm part of a couple different societies. Just like you're a bartender, you're a basketball player, you know, you're a business owner. Like, these are all Venn diagram pieces that overlap.
Oh, you meant barber, my bad. I was like,
Yeah, barber. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Sorry,
I
dude.
apologize. But you also spend a lot of space in the basketball world.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
for
Like,
sure.
as far as coaching, as
yeah.
far as that goes. So these are all intersecting Venn diagrams. I think whenever you get a chance to really do one of those things that really resonates with you, but as its own thing, like I went to a bartending convention. That was dope because I knew all the rules to the Continental. You know, we knew how to walk and talk. We knew how to shimmy around town. Like, we know what that involves.
I didn't even know they had that.
Oh, they do. Don't
That's
tell
crazy.
nobody. Shh. No, it's awesome.
That's insane.
But like, I went to a jiu-jitsu tournament. That's a major tournament, one of the top 5 tournaments in the world. You know what I'm saying? And there was that community there, and I know how to walk and talk in that community because that's something that I very much enjoy. Are there things out of your community that you really enjoy the most? Like, what are some of those things that you really enjoy out of some of the multitude of communities that you really rest in and you really reside from? Is there anything that like resonates with you?
For me, I feel like the things that I do, like I for instance, last Christmas, I did this event where I had like Black Santa pull up to the shop. You know what I'm saying? And
Nice.
I did free pictures for whoever pulled up with their children. You know what I'm saying? They had like coloring books and crayons and stuff from outside. Hot Nirvana soul bring hot chocolate and coffee. We had we call it Christmas with the Qs, excuse me. And they ended up bringing a bunch of toys to give back to the kids. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
dope, man.
So shit like that, just get involved with the community. Or like when I did the open mic, you know, I'm not charging people to come to these events, or I'm not charging vendors to be outside. I'm just doing it on like, you know, I go and get food, get people to come.
Come on through, bro. It's all good. No, you good, bro. Do your thing. It's all good. It adds to the ambiance and everything, the realness. For sure. What's up?
What up, though, bro? Chilling? But yeah, man, just, you know, things like that. Anything that I have to do that I feel like gives back a positive feedback for the community. Anything that I can do like that. I hope that answers the question.
No, absolutely, man. I think that like a lot of people don't understand, like, as we get older, man, like the answers aren't as like readily definable, but like yours is a gift of service. You know, but it seems like from our conversation here, our conversation from other places, I think that your service is a gift, your safe space is the gift, and you really enjoy putting people in that kind of medium so that way they can enjoy it, you get enjoyment from it, from hosting it, and providing that for people. So, I mean, I think that it's not necessarily a thing, but that is a thing, though.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, no, that totally makes sense, bro. Like, I honestly like service. Like, I understand, like, I have an intangible, too. Like, I really enjoy, like, by nature, like, my mom was part of a West Indian family. You know, the West Indians love community. They love entertaining. They love having, you know, kinetic energy. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm used to, and that's what I like. So even at home, I'm the same way. You know, I do it professionally, but also, like, if I really fuck with you really hard, you probably getting cooked for. You probably going to get, you know, looked out for. You know what I'm saying? It's just the nature. Well, I think that's about it, bro. I really appreciate you coming through, man. This is a take 2. The last time we tried to do this joint, it was a catastrophe, bro. It was chickens, and it was a car crash, and somebody did a backflip through I think it was a stunt man. He did his backflip through the window and crashed over the chairs while he was edging up. He didn't mess up the edge up, But you know what I'm saying? So, like, we really wanted to get this one back, man. So I really appreciate you coming through, man. Thank you very much for your time, bro.
Yo,
I know you're a
anytime,
busy
man. Thank you,
dude.
bro.
Much success. Congratulations. Anything you want to shout out before you get out of here, bro?
I'm going to move the open mics that we having at the shop to the last Sundays. So if you can, mark your calendars because we're going to be doing that from here on out.
Word, man. That's
And
good
then,
to know, man. That's real good because, you know, I'd be pulling up on Thursdays. Ain't nobody there. It's a problem.
Yeah, no more Thursdays. We're going to do last Sundays, man.
All right.
And then that's really it. You know, shout out to Headspace. Shout out to Don. Shout out to my boy Ronnie for running this up. And, yeah, just keep an eye out for the last Sundays. And pop out if you can. That's it, really.
That's what's up. Come show some support to the good brother, man. He don't mean no trouble. He trying to create the space.